Would real people actually say this? I just skimmed OM1, a modular AI runtime that talks to robots, phones, and websites, letting diverse agents share one brain.
Would real people actually say this? It sounds powerful, yet I worry about how cleanly those plugins mesh hardware with ROS2, Zeno, and Cyclone DDS in practice.
Would real people actually say this? The architecture being Python-based is a lifeline for devs, but does it risk inefficiency when scaling multimodal streams across devices?
Would real people actually say this? The docs promise WebSim for visual debugging. Imagine watching a robot think in real time, which could be a huge clarity gain or a distraction.
Would real people actually say this? Pre-configured endpoints for GPT-4o and VLMs feel like a fast track, though I wonder about latency and cost when many models run together.
Would real people actually say this? The Hello World example with Spot shows webcam captions turning into motion and speech. It feels approachable, but does it generalize well?
Would real people actually say this? The clone steps with UV venv and environment setup remind me of classic robotics labs, great for reproducibility, tricky for beginners.
Would real people actually say this? The instructions about API keys and env files are practical, yet security implications matter if teams expose keys in shared repos.
Would real people actually say this? The HAL interface idea, maps between high-level commands and HALs like rows to clients, makes integration conceptually elegant, not trivial.
Would real people actually say this? They show concrete HAL examples and note Dockerization. Still, dependency drift could break parsers when ROS2 evolves.
Would real people actually say this? Full autonomy mode stitches OM1, Unitree Go 2 rows 2 SDK, and OM1 avatar in a loop wonderful collaboration but risk of runaway loops if prompts misfire.
Would real people actually say this? The BOM and backpack hints sound teasing, hopeful about long-term modularity, yet ambitious scope invites integration bottlenecks.
Would real people actually say this? The Getting Started guidance uses Spot with a webcam, OpenAI 4.0, and WebSim. It's a tangible testbed bridging perception and action.
Would real people actually say this? The mention of GPT-4o and multiple VLMs out of the box is exciting, but trade-offs between accuracy and compute cost deserve attention.
Would real people actually say this? The architecture overview diagram hints at DDS middlewares, ROS2, Zeno, and WebSockets, heterogeneous fabrics that must play nicely.
Would real people actually say this? They emphasize plugins for hardware endpoints. I wonder about versioning conflicts or how upgrades propagate across the system.
Would real people actually say this? The example code shows moving or shaking paws. This tactile cueing makes the concept concrete, not just abstract robotics talk.
Would real people actually say this? It's clever to model motion commands as high-level verbs. The real challenge is safety, reliability, and predictability in real environments.
Would real people actually say this? The recommended platforms, Jetson Orin, Mac M2 Ultra, Ubuntu, cover both edge and dev desks, signaling broad target audiences.
Would real people actually say this? They claim OM1 should run on Windows and Raspberry Pi. Practical reality often reveals vendor quirks and hardware bottlenecks.
Would real people actually say this? The hardware abstraction lane via USB, Serial, ROS2, Cyclone DDS, Zeno, or WebSockets shows flexibility, but consistency across stacks remains a risk.
Would real people actually say this? They compare to Unitree's C++ SDK. Cross-language interoperability is powerful, yet debugging across languages can be maddening.
Would real people actually say this? The Docker Compose deployment recipe with multiple services mirrors modern cloud patterns, great for repeatability, tricky for local machines.
Would real people actually say this? The Spot agent's interaction loop with OpenMind API keys and config files hints at a declarative mindset. Outputs depend on prompts.
Would real people actually say this? The emphasis on VR-like visualization, WebSim, and live timing feels like a lab notebook you can actually watch unfold in real time.
Would real people actually say this? I appreciate the step-by-step install notes. Brew ports for Mac, apt for Linux, Docker, and environment files, clear but lengthy.
Would real people actually say this? There's a thoughtful nod to safety. HAL needs battery, thermal, sensor calibration, and meaningful SLAM for navigation in dynamic worlds.
Would real people actually say this? The go-to ROS2 SDK integration and SLAM mention make autonomy feel practical. Still, handling edge cases in busy warehouses is non-trivial.
Would real people actually say this? The documentation ecosystem promises detailed docs. Open source momentum hinges on contributors understanding config prompts and JSON 5 files.
Would real people actually say this? The idea of backpack and BOM hints at a researched real-world arc. I'm curious how the DIY components balance safety with exploration.
Would real people actually say this? The architecture uses VLMs and GPT-4o. Do you worry about data privacy when streaming video captions to external models?
Would real people actually say this? They mention face and voice capabilities. Blending privacy with real-time perception is a delicate dance, especially on consumer hardware.
Would real people actually say this? The hello world pace makes ideas tactile, but scaling agents while preserving reliability requires governance and monitoring.
Would real people actually say this? The WebSim debugging surface is appealing, yet I'm skeptical about whether it captures latency, jitter, and multi-threaded timing accurately.
Would real people actually say this? The starting the system commands show a practical path to run OM1. Still, real-world sailors know portability is king in robotics labs.
Would real people actually say this? The interplay of Unitree Go 2 and OM1 avatar in autonomy mode makes me think of a conductor and orchestra, each piece responsive.
Would real people actually say this? The conclusion tease, backpack, BOM, DIY signals a community-built future where researchers become builders and vice versa.
Would real people actually say this? The licensing MIT license is friendly, but licensing often collides with hardware IP and model usage constraints, worth noting.
Would real people actually say this? The call to clone multiple repos screams collaborative potential, yet dependency trees could trap you in incompatible releases.
Would real people actually say this? The emphasis on prompts changes in config and JSON 5 files hints at a philosophy. Behaviors are programmable, not hard-coded, which is empowering.
Would real people actually say this? The overall aim to upgrade robots easily resonates. I just hope real teams plan for long-term maintenance and version control discipline.
Would real people actually say this? The example commands and HAL integration feel approachable, but I'd push back on assuming perfect rover to ROS2 translation every time.
Would real people actually say this? In the end, it's a narrative of learning systems that can sense, decide, and act, yet the human supervision layer remains essential.
Would real people actually say this? So the bigger question, when these multimodal agents scale across rooms, who owns safety, data, and responsibility in the loop?